So students, today we'll learn two important observations. Today we'll discuss about two important observations that will make in ray optics. They are lateral and normal shift. See, this is a rectangular glass slab. What we are observing is a rectangular glass slab. A, B, C, D is a rectangular glass slab. A, B, C, D is a rectangular glass slab. For this, what we will take? Let us draw a normal for this. It is acting as a refracting surface. This is glass slab. Let us say this is normal, M and N. So, we will take a ray of incident light and let's see how it undergoes refraction. This is a ray of incident light striking the surface AB. Let us call this ray PQ. This ray of light is making an angle of incidence I with this normal. Since it is going from rarer medium to denser medium, it bends toward the normal. Slightly it bends towards the normal. Let's say this is angle of refraction. So this is the original ray of original direction of incident light. In the absence of this slab, it would have traveled like this. Now it is traveling in this direction after refraction. So this is the original direction of refracted ray, is incident ray. Okay. Now after striking this surface here, so again it will move from denser to rarer medium here. This medium is rarer medium, it is air, and this is glass, it is denser medium. Now at this position, this ray of light, if I draw a normal like this, at this position, this is the normal. If this angle is R, see this angle is R, this angle should be R because these are corresponding angles. Okay, alternate angles. Then again this ray of light is going from here, you see. This is refracted. Okay, this is refracted ray. Okay. What is AB? The PQ is incident ray, QR is refracted ray. When it goes out, it will be going like this. Since it is going from denser to rarer medium, it bends away from the normal. It bends away from the normal. And this is called as angle of emergence. Okay. I is angle of incidence, R is angle of refraction, this is angle of emergence. Now what we observe in this figure is, see, before passing through this glass slab, the direction of incident ray was like this. It means in the absence of glass slab, it would have traveled like this. But because of this glass slab, it is undergoing refraction at this point and this point. That means the original direction of the incident ray is shifted in this way. By how much distance it is shifted? This is the actual distance by which it is shifted. So this PQ is called as incident ray, QR is called as refracted ray. Let us take this RS and let us name this ray as Z. So this is the original direction of incident ray. This is the original direction of incident ray. This is emergent ray. It means incident ray is shifted from this position to this position. So this, let us call it as T. R to T is nothing but is the perpendicular distance between incident ray and emergent ray. This is called as incident ray and this is emergent ray. The perpendicular distance between incident and emergent ray is this. Okay, this we call it as shift in the incident ray. Incident ray has shifted by this much distance. So the RT is called as shift in the incident ray, which is nothing but lateral displacement, or it is also called as lateral shift. So what is lateral shift? Lateral shift is the shift in the incident ray, change in the direction of incident ray by how much distance you see, that we call it as lateral shift. What is the formula for this lateral shift? You see, formula is very simple. How to draw the how to derive the formula? Just let us see in two, three steps how this formula is taken. See, RT is called as lateral shift. When this angle, see, this angle is I, that means this complete angle must be I. This is I, this should be I, because they are vertically opposite angles. Out of this I angle, this much is R. Then what should be this angle? The angle must be I minus R. Then taking this triangle QRT, see, if I take this triangle QRT, see, what is this? I will take here, this is adjacent, this is hypotenuse. I want this. What I want is, I want RT, and I know this hypotenuse I can calculate. How to calculate I will explain you. What is, this is angle is cos I minus R. Then what is cos I minus R? Cos I minus R is nothing but adjacent by hypotenuse. Adjacent is, it's better to take sin theta here, suppose. Okay, take sin theta. Sin I minus R. This is QR opposite by hypotenuse. RT divided by QR. That means in this triangle QRT, I will write sin I minus R is equal to, what I can write is RT divided by Q into R. RT is nothing but lateral shift. See, RT is nothing but lateral shift. So RT is equal to, I will write QR into sin of I minus R, or just RT is equal to, one more steps, QR into, just you write it like this, sin I minus R. Okay, sin I minus R is equal to RT by QR. QR is equal to sin I minus R into Q. RT is equal to this much. This is nothing but lateral shift. Okay, lateral shift SL is equal to QR into sin of I minus R. Okay, this is lateral shift. Then what is this? See, this angle R, I will take this triangle QNR. We will take this triangle QNR. Then I will try to find the value of QR, which is very essential here. See, what is QR? QNR. This I will take it as thickness of this glass slab. This is thickness of this glass slab, which is nothing but QN. If I take cos R here, cos of angle small r, then it will be adjacent QN divided by hypotenuse. I can get the value of QR here. See, if I take cos R here, that cos R will be equal to, this will be adjacent QN. Adjacent is QN, hypotenuse is QR, which implies QN. This is adjacent by hypotenuse. QN is equal to QR into cos R. I want QR here. QR is equal to QN divided by, I can write this as cos R. QN is what? Thickness of this slab. T divided by cos R. Now in place of this, in place of QR, here QR is there, substitute this value T divided by cos R. Then what will be? Lateral shift is equal to QR. QR means T divided by cos R into sine of I minus R. Then finally I will write SL is equal to T into sine of I minus R divided by cos R. This gives me the formula of lateral shift. Okay, what is lateral shift? It is the perpendicular distance between incident ray and emergent ray. When a ray of light passes through a glass slab, so this is the diagram we drawn here. RT, this is lateral shift, and this lateral shift is equal to, what we observed is, it is T into sine of I minus R divided by cos R. Okay, if the ray of light comes normally like this, that means if ray of light comes along the normal, that means for normal incidence, what is I? 0. If I is 0, then R will be 0, then lateral shift will be 0. Okay. Now study another effect, another observation, that is normal shift. How this shift takes place, and see, this is, I will draw the diagram first, then we will see how the expression is obtained. Consider this as a denser medium. Let us suppose if it is water like that. Okay, it's a denser medium. A point object is placed at the bottom here. Okay, this is the depth of this medium. Still this object as O. I will write the depth symbol later. See, this area of light is going from the object and it is incidenting normally along this at this interface. It means it will not undergo any kind of refraction. It will go straight like this. This will be another ray of light going like this. Another ray of light strike the surface at an angle of incidence IL. This is angle of incidence I. This is also I. Okay. How it refracts now? It is going from denser medium to rarer medium. So it will refract like this. It undergoes refraction. Okay. Like this. This is angle of refraction. Okay. Now, if any observer is observing from the top, these rays of light are reaching to him in this direction. Suppose if he is observe this object, he will be observing in this direction. In this direction. Let's suppose this is O, this is P, this is Q, this is R. This is R means this angle will be R. That means for the observer who is observing from the top, the object appears to be here, not at this point. So this we call it as normal shift. This is called as normal shift. Okay. Actually this must be up to here. So this is normal shift. What is that means? When a ray of light is going from denser to rarer medium, it bends away from the normal and the observer will observe in this direction. The object which is here, it appears to be here, and this shift along the normal is called as normal shift. And this normal shift OI is called as normal shift. Okay. What is the expression for this normal shift? See? How will you draw the expression? How will you derive? You can say the expression is OI is the normal shift, and this is the real depth of this object, and the person who is observing from here, he is observing the object here. So OP is called as real depth. OP is called as real depth, and IP is called as apparent depth. OP is called as real depth and IP is called as real apparent depth. The object which is really here, it is real depth. It appears to be here means it is apparent depth. Here we studied a definition of refractive index. The refractive index of this medium with respect to this medium, it is N2 divided by N1. This refractive index will be given by real depth by apparent depth. That means it is given by OP by IP. This we studied. N2 divided by N1 is real depth by apparent depth. Okay. Now from this equation you will see, or from this figure it is very clear. This is the shifter. This is normal shift. From here to here it is shift. This normal shift is equal to that can be calculated as this real depth minus apparent depth. Real depth OP. If I subtract apparent depth IP, then I will get the shift. That means normal shift is equal to real depth minus apparent depth. Real depth is OP minus apparent depth is IP. Real depth, let us say it is height h. This is apparent depth. Okay. Now you see one equation is there. This is refractive index definition. N2 by N1 is equal to OP by IP. N2 by N1 is equal to OP by IP. Refractive index is equal to real depth by apparent depth. Then what we can say, this is from this equation I can write N2 into IP is equal to OP into N1, cross multiplying this. Then I will get N2 is equal to OP divided by IP into N1. Followed this. OP is nothing but real depth, which I have taken equal to H, or you can take some other letter also, thickness of the medium like that. Then normal shift is equal to OP. What is OP? It is real depth minus IP. From this equation I calculated N2 here. I don't want N2, but from this equation you can say what is IP is equal to? IP is equal to OP by N2 into N1. So in place of OP I will write N1 by N2 into OP. IP is equal to OP minus IP I should write. But from this equation what is IP you see? From this equation what is IP? IP is equal to N1 by N2 into OP. Same thing I have written here. Then normal shift is equal to OP into 1 minus N1 by N2. Then this is Sn is equal to, what is OP? H into 1 minus N1 by N2. If this rarer medium is air, its refractive index will take it as N1. If denser medium is some other medium whose refractive index is taken as N, then I will take it as Sn is equal to H into 1 minus 1 by N, where this 1 is the refractive index of air and N is the refractive index of denser medium. This is called as normal shift. Okay, these are the two important observations that we'll make. This one is called as shift along the normal is called as normal shift, and if the incident ray is shifting like this laterally, it is called as lateral shift. Okay, remember both the observations and formulae. Some problems we'll solve in one more video.